It's QE2, number 4 for Romantic Warrior.
And welcome to Jig Racing, proudly brought to us, of course, by Garrard's Horse and the Hound, 1-800 Got Junk and Bianco Reinforcing. And still in Australia at the moment after touring around trying to find somewhere to live when he comes back from Singapore. We welcome Josh McLaughlin to the show from Jig Racing. How are you, mate?
Rocky Butterworth, always a pleasure, mate. And yeah, nice and fresh down here in Melbourne town, but been an eventful week house hunting, Rocky, and looking forward to getting back onto Australian shores before you know it.
Well, my secret GPS on your vehicle says you're moving to Bendigo, mate. You spent a bit of time at one particular property there, is that true?
Yeah, where Bendigo will be the house of residence and the place that we'll call home, Rocky. And nice and close to Echuca where my mum and dad are. And
lovely.
Obviously we've got Timmy's stable there, which we're profusely trying to build as the years go on. So it'd be nice to have the feet back on the ground and just really knuckle down and build that stable to where we want to be, Rocky. And we're 2 years into a 5-year plan and it's starting to tick over nicely, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing where it's at in another 3 years' time.
Well, mate, on my first bit of advice to you is get 3 calendars for each year, one for Jig Racing and Tim Fitzsimmons, another one for the mates who will just randomly pop in probably on a weekly basis, and then you can try and fit some spare time in for you and Chrissy.
I'm happy to give you my address, Rocky, but I won't be giving anyone else it. Couch there for you anytime, mate.
Hey, mate.
You can leave your producer there, though. He can't come.
Nah. He'll have his secret camera out, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, mate, there's been a lot of silver and bronze medals going on in the last 7 days, but I'm sure the subscribers will excuse some of that. But you've really put some effort into races 1 and 2 coming up at Sandown on Saturday. Let's have a look at those, mate.
Yeah, look, I don't mind this meeting at Sandown, Rocky, and we certainly don't mind in getting involved on Sandown Hillside. I think it plays a hell of a lot fairer than Sandown Lakeside. But I think for the punters, if they're looking to nibble around, as we all like to do nice and early in the program, Rocky, to see whether we can land something and spend theirs rather than spending our own later on in the day, I think you could do worse than putting your faith in Mark Zahra in his first two races on the card, Rocky. He jumps on a nice horse called Vallis, who was a real eye-catcher there for Kieran Maher first up over 1,200 metres. He got back, ran on strongly. Out to the 1,400 metres now, he's really well suited. And he also jumps on the cruiserweight in race 2, Rocky. I think we can excuse this horse. There's obviously, it was a bit disappointing last start, but I think he was ridden upside down last start. I think he'll be ridden colder here with a set this time. And he's had a nice jump out between runs. And if he can recapture that form from his 2 runs previous, I think he can hit back hard here. So nice little 12-1 double there for the M Zahra followers nice and early in the day, Rocky.
Well, that is nice, mate. It's about a 40-minute wait for your $12. The first one wins. The second one, you hold on to your hat and then go to the footy with a pocket full of cash. I reckon that's probably the way to go, Jig.
Yeah, well, look, what I'll be doing, Rocky, I'll be taking that double. I'll be taking Vallis into cruiserweight. You'll get 12-1 for that. If you get through the first leg, I'd be hedging your bets a little bit and laying off on Bouchelet, which is a horse that's first up for Paddy Payne and around that $7.50 mark. His jump outs have been super. He's a nice horse. So you've got a 12-1 double going. I'd lay off on him at the $7.50, and you can two bullets is better than one.
Yep. Well, you in particular, threw out Paddy Payne maybe 5 weeks ago, Jig, to follow during this period of time and do it every year. And if people took that advice, he's had winners from Donald to Dunkeld, mate. He can just find a winner, and he'll travel wherever he needs to get those wins on the board.
Yeah, it's funny how each and every winter we get halfway through winter and everyone goes, geez, Paddy Payne's he's doing this again. But his horses quite often go around over the odds, Rocky, and they place them very well. They've usually had multiple jump outs before they go to the races. So you can back them knowing they're fit enough. They rarely get beaten because they're not fit enough.
Yeah,
It's just whether they've got the class. And that's where it comes back to his very good placement. And I think if you had $1 on every one of his runners over the winter period, you'd be well in front.
Well in front.
And he's not afraid to use multiple jockeys on his horses too, which quite often gives you a better price when you back them. You're going to have to cop one or two bad steers on them. But as I said, if you had $1 on every one of his runners over the winter, I think you'd be well in front.
Too right. For yourself, mate, you're very, very busy. You had 8 from the trials and the jump outs this morning, which I haven't had time to muck around with myself. What caught your eye there, mate?
Some very nice horses coming through the jump outs, Rocky. I haven't got them in front of me right now, but there's quality all over the board, really. And you don't have to look much further than seeing horses like She's an Alibi and Autumn Glow going bang to bang, head to head on Saturday in the Wink Stakes. And we get the clash that we all wanted, Rocky, this early in the spring, which is pretty amazing, isn't it? And we're seeing all the big guns come back in Victoria, and you'll see them step out for probably another jump out, a lot of them, and then we're into it, Rocky. So
hit the ground running.
Yeah, spring is officially here, even though it's 10 degrees here in Melbourne.
Mate, aside from this is the reason why people should subscribe to Jig Racing with the copious amounts of tips that Jig throws into the trial file, which is really, really easy to understand now. There's just, I keep saying to people, if you want to go back, if you haven't had a bet in a particular race, but you feel like having one, go back through your trial file, and I'll guarantee you'll find a horse that you think, I've been waiting for that in a race, but Jig hasn't tipped it. Well, the reason is maybe he's found something better, or it's not the race that he wants to have a bet in, but you can, and he'll be the first to admit he's not always 100% right and let one go for the wrong reason. So keep following the trial file. It's bloody good fun.
Yeah, and we're keeping on top of them, Rocky. We're trying to trim them back as soon as we have a horse in there and it underperforms, which is quite often the case.
Yeah.
We're trying to trim them up so we're not leaving any dead rubber in there or dead wood in there, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it's the disappointing thing about Cranbourne's the hottest jump out town place of the week, Rocky, on a Monday. The only problem was they had 19 jump outs there on Monday and you couldn't see a bloody thing. They jumped out in the fog, and you were lucky if you saw 100 or 200 metres of work. So we might get caught with a surprise or two from those jump outs, but, not much we can do about the weather, Rocky. That's just one little extra puzzle in this near impossible pie sometimes.
Yep. Now, mate, we'll move quickly ahead to 1-800 Get in the Bin, sponsored by our great man Rob Kerner at 1-800 Got Junk. Who are you throwing in this week, mate? I've heard a rumour.
Well, some of these horses that we throw in are well earned, Rocky, and I think this one's well earned as well, and that's myself for just August in general. I've had an absolute shocker, to be honest, Rocky. There's been a complete strip out. But I think the one that typified it the most on sort of where August has been was tipping Zambales at Sandown on Wednesday. First up, 1,400-metre horse over 1,200 metres on a wet track where it had to go forward and sit outside the lead and do a little bit of work. Was always going to be vulnerable late.
Yeah.
And from a camp that never have them ready first up, hindsight's a beautiful thing, Rocky, but you've got to take hindsight into these things and plan and look at all the possibilities of getting them beaten, particularly when they're short odds. And that was one yesterday that I just felt really sick about. And for that, Rocky, I'll give myself a proper uppercut and I'm bin for a week.
Having said that, Zambales is a horse that you can follow up from 1400 to about 2000 metres, mate, but 1200 first half after missing a couple through weather. Good on you for giving yourself an upcut, mate, but I think the horse has got some kind of future as well.
I think it was more. I think the cherry on the cake, Rocky, was the horse that knocked it off. That was what sort of just was the last straw for me. Just giving myself a left and a right. It was where we've tipped. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for something's burning to step out and just go to a maiden and win for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And there he was. They put him in a midweek city race, and there he was up against Zambales. And you think he could beat him, and that pretty much summed up how I assessed that race.
Well, you got that part of it right, mate. $1.70, $1.95 into $1.45, and $5 out to 11 for the winner. So you got the corporate side of it right. You just got the race wrong.
Got it very wrong, Rocky. Got it very wrong. So anyway, they're the ones that I sort of, you're going to get it wrong. We all get it wrong.
Yeah.
But it's getting those ones when you go against your own rules of horses going into races first up off one jump out from a renowned camp that never has them ready first up.
Yeah.
Just got to be better, Rocky. And we live and we learn.
Well, that's your job, mate. So I'm sure that we'll be back on the training track and get it right for next time.
Yeah. We got to get it wrong, Rocky, sometimes. But yeah, we like not to get those ones wrong. But anyway, onwards and upwards.
Yeah, that's right. Before we finish, mate, your thoughts on this? I love spring, the early spring, probably the first 5 or 6 weeks of the spring racing with you, because a lot of the tips you'll find around the midweekers, with trainers realising they're probably not going to step up into Group 3 or listed class, but there's a couple of races in them in the provincials, and also you find some rippers on Saturdays as well. So bring on the next 6 weeks. Gee, no pressure, mate. I'm just down to my last $24 and geez, I need a winner.
You and me both, Rocky.
Let me tell you, it's a long walk from...
This game gives you a quick reminder, Rocky. You have one of your best months you've ever had in your career in July, and the punting guides quickly come back and say, hold my beer, son. Back you go back down that ladder. Yeah. And give you a swift uppercut. And it's a game where you don't get long to basket, son.
Too right. All right, mate. Well, thank you very much. Don't forget, races 1 and 2 on Saturday. Subscribers in particular, if you haven't subscribed, well, and you want more mail, it's simply log on to jigracing.com, and the main man here, and the Phantom, who has been a marginal minor success to plenty of silver medals as well from our Phantom. So I reckon it's time we ramped it up and started singing the club song, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when it rains, it pours, Rocky. Usually, to what he's been a great asset for me is when I've got it wrong, he's usually got it right. And it's been vice versa. But we both had the last 7 days off, Rocky, and there's always someone that likes to send you a text message to remind you daily about it. So the wheel will turn, and bring on September, I say.
Well, I must admit, I thought, hang on, Phantom's old dance with Jig in Melbourne somewhere there.
Well, you sure as hell wasn't.
All right, mate.
Yeah, Rocky, always a pleasure, and
good fun, mate.
We'll hit back hard. Yeah. I've had a dry spell from Sunday through to today, but that $24 is just going to be a distant memory within 2 days, I reckon, mate.
Just let it ride, Rocky. Let it ride.
Thanks, Richard Dreyfuss. All right, mate. We'll catch you next week, eh?
Good to chat to you, mate. Cheers.
Good on you, bud.